Welcome back, boys and girls. Let's finish up this sweet Saxon phonics lesson of ours. Welcome back, boys and girls. Listen to these words and listen for the sound in the medial or middle position. Tone, hope, code. What sound do you hear in the middle position? Tone, hope, code. We hear the O sound in the middle of each of these words. Let's take a look at the words up on the board. Tone, hope, code. What do we see that could be making the O sound? Tone, hope, code. We see the letter O is making the O sound in the middle of each of these words. But wait, boys and girls. The letter O is followed by a consonant. So shouldn't it make the ah sound? What do we see at the end of these words? We see sneaky E at the end of these words. And that sneaky E is silent. Remember, boys and girls, sneaky E travels around and makes the O say its name. So it's going to go O, O, O. Now, since the letter O is going to say its name, we need to code it with a macron. Listen to these words and listen for the sound that is in the middle position. Cute, fuse, mule. What sound do you hear in the middle of each of these words? Cute, fuse, mule. We hear the U sound in the middle of each of these words. Let's take a look at these words up on the board. Cute, fuse, mule. What do you see that could be making the U sound in the middle of each of these words? We see the letter U in the middle of each of these words. And what do we see that could be making the letter U say its name? We see sneaky E at the end of each of these words, and that sneaky E is silent. So just like we said before, sneaky E travels around and makes the letter U say its name. U, U, U. So, since the letter U is going to say its name and make its long sound, then we need to code the letter U with a macron. Good job, boys and girls. Now we're going to practice making some words. We have learned so many letters so far, and we've got so many words that we can make with those letters. And today we're going to practice that sneaky E rule that we have been learning. So today you're going to need the letters A, B, C, D, E. Watch out. If you have it, you need 2-letter E's so we can make some of our sight words too, just in case. Then F, G, H, I, watch out again, K, L, M, N, O, P, R, S, T, U, W, Z. So if you have magnetic letters at home or letter tiles, go ahead and get them out. If you don't, that's okay. Get a paper and pencil and follow along. I'll give you all a minute to get your materials together. All right, boys and girls, let's come on back and let's get started. The first word we're going to make is the word more. Listen carefully to the sounds in this word. M, O, er. What could be making that O say its name? Do you all remember the rule? What letters do we need to make the word more? Good job. Let's go ahead and let's read this word together. More. Can I have some more cookies, please? Good job. Let's put our letters away and let's see what word we're going to make next. Came. Came. We have a few rules we need to remember there. I hear a k sound at the beginning of the word came. I know that I use the letter C before A, O, U, or any consonant. What sound do I hear after the k sound in came? I hear the A sound in that word. What could be making the letter A make its long sound? What letters do we need? Good job, boys and girls. The letter C comes before A, O, U, or any consonant. And we have sneaky E making the letter A make its long sound and say its name. Let's read this word together. Came. I came home for dinner. Let's put our tiles away and let's see what we're going to make next. Our next word is the word make. Make. Listen carefully to that word. Once again, I hear a long A in the middle of that word, so something must be making it make that sound. And let's remember, what did we talk about yesterday with our final K spelling rule? What did we learn? We learned that after a long vowel, we use K-E to spell the final K in words. So, boys and girls, what letters do we need to make the word make? Good job. M-A-K-E. Let's read this word together. Make. All right, let's put those away. And now we're going to practice making some of our sight words. Here's our first word. Listen carefully. Put. Put. How do we make the word put? What letters do we need? Remember, sight words are words that do not follow the rules, so they are words we need to have memorized. Let's read this word together. Put. I put the water on the table. Let's put our cards away. And here's our next word. Listen carefully. Want. What do you want for dinner? What letters do we need to make the word want? Let's build it. There we go. W-A-N-T. Let's read this word together. Want. And one more word. We're going to change the word want to the word was. Don't get tricked there. You all know how to spell this word. What is that last sound we hear in the word? So we're going to make the word want into the word was. What letters do we need to change out? Let's read this word together. Was. Good job, boys and girls. So today we learned about a new rule with silent E. So when we see this card, we're going to say O consonant E. And to help us remember what sound O consonant E makes, we have hose, O. Now, before today, boys and girls, when I would give you the O sound, we would write the letter O. But since we learned our new rule today, from now on, when I tell you the O sound, we're going to write O consonant E, comma, O. Now today we also learned about U consonant E. So when we see this card, we're going to say U consonant E. And to help us remember what sound U consonant E makes, we have cube, U. Now before today, when I would tell you the U sound, we would write the letter U. But since we learned our new rule today, we're going to write U consonant E, comma, U. So boys and girls, let's take a closer look at our keywords. We have the word hose. How do we code the word hose? What do we see in this word that needs coding? Well, we see sneaky E at the end of the word. And sneaky E makes the letter O say its name. Now, one more thing. I know that I am saying hose. I know the letter S is making its voiced sound. And that's because it is coming right after a vowel sound. When the letter O follows a vowel sound, then it's going to make its voiced sound. So we're going to cross it out with a voice line to remind us that it's going to go z, z, z. Let's look at our other keyword. We had cube. Cube. What do we need to code in this word? Do you see anything that is obvious coding? I see that we have a sneaky E at the end of this word. And the sneaky E is jumping over to make the letter U make its long sound. What else needs coding in this word? The letter C. It needs a K back to remind us that it is making the K sound. Now, let's take a look at this. Rule. This is the word rule. And I see that it also has a sneaky E in it that is making the letter U say its name. But listen carefully. Q-oo-oo. I hear the oo sound in cube. But when I say rule, I hear a different sound that the long U is making. It's almost impossible for our mouths to pronounce the U sound right after the R sound. When you see a word with U consonant E, try the U sound first. If your mouth doesn't want to say it that way, then try the sound instead. It's going to be a little tricky that it makes two sounds, but like I said, when you see a long U, try the U sound first and see if it sounds right. We also have new sight words today. We have the word done. Are you done with your work yet? And we also have the word one. They look kind of similar. What is missing in the second word? The letter D. So they're almost spelled the same. That'll make it easy for us to remember them. Now look carefully at the word one. This is the number 1. Like I have one dog at home. Now remember, boys and girls, sight words are words that do not follow the rules. So they're words that we need to memorize. So when we see them in our reading or in our worksheets, we're going to circle them because they are words that we know. Good job, boys and girls. Next, we're going to practice coding some words. But let's review some of our rules that we've learned. We have been talking about sneaky E. And this rule says that a vowel followed by a consonant and a sneaky E is long. And so we code it with a macron and we cross out the E. Remember, because the sneaky E sneaks up on the vowel and makes it say its name. Let's take a look at this phrase up on the board. Let's start with the first word in this phrase. What do we see that needs to be coded? We see a sneaky E at the end of this word. So we're going to cross it out because it is silent. We know that sneaky E jumps over and makes the letter U make a long sound. So let's put a macron over the letter U to remind us that it's going to say U. What else needs to be coded? We see the letter C, so we're going to put a K back to remind us that it's going to make the K sound. Let's look at the next word. I see sneaky E again, so I'm going to cross it out. And I know it jumps over and makes the letter O say its name. Let's read this phrase together. Cute store. Let's take a look at this next phrase. Let's look at the first word in this phrase. I know we can break it apart and figure it out. Look at the end of the word. What do you see? I see suffix ed. And I know that when suffix ed comes after a voiced sound, it makes the D sound. The letter M goes M. That's a voiced sound. So I know that suffix ed is going to go D. What else needs to be coded in this word? I see a vowel followed by a consonant. Double consonants, in fact, but we'll take care of those in a little bit. A vowel followed by a consonant is coded with a breve. Now, those double consonants, we need to cross out the last one to remind ourselves that it is silent. Let's look at our next word. We know this word. How do we code the vowel in this word? We're going to code the vowel with a schwa because it's going to go Now, let's look and we see digraph TH. And we know in the word the, digraph TH makes its voiced sound. So we're going to cross it out with a voice line to remind us that it's going to make its voiced sound. Now, let's look at the last word in this sentence or in this phrase. Let's break it apart. What do you see at the end of this word? We see suffix S. And we know that when suffix S comes after the letter G, it's going to make its voiced sound. So let's draw a voice line after it to remind us that it's going to go Z, Z, Z. Now, what else do we see in this word? Don't get tricked. We can't have two suffixes in this word. We see our vowel I, and our vowel is followed by a consonant digraph, in fact, but a vowel followed by a consonant is coded with a breve. Now, let's code our consonant digraph NG. Let's read this phrase together. Strummed the strings. They must be playing a guitar. Let's take a look at our last word. Think we're going to have to break it apart But let's look for some easy or obvious coding first. I see double consonants in the middle of this word, so I'm going to cross out the second consonant so I remember not to read it. Now, I also see a vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel pattern. Don't get tricked just because the letter P is going to be silent. It still counts as a consonant in our pattern. So I'm going to draw my syllable divider line, and I'm going to put my accent after my first syllable. Now let's code our first syllable first. I see a vowel followed by a consonant. A vowel followed by a consonant is coded with a breve. Let's look at our second syllable. Look carefully. We see sneaky E again. So we're going to cross out sneaky E, and we know it's going to jump over and make the letter O say its name. Now remember what we talked about earlier? When the letter S comes after a vowel sound, it's going to make its voiced sound. So let's draw a voice line through it to remind us that it's going to go z, z, z. Let's go ahead and let's read this word. Don't forget those silent letters we have in here. Suppose. Suppose. When I say that word, I hear the second syllable is higher, louder, and longer than the first syllable. Listen again. Suppose. Yes, I also know that when there's a two-syllable verb, the accent mark is going to go on the second syllable. To suppose is like thinking. I suppose we will go out to play later today. So, since I hear the accent on the end of the second syllable, I'm going to move it over there. Good job, boys and girls. We've sure been doing a lot of work with Sneaky E this week. Keep up the good work, and we'll see you later. Bye.